What's up, fam? Welcome back to the channel. Hey, y'all, how y'all doing? I'm just acting silly, trying to get through this gloomy day. Whatever your Sunday is, be blessed in it. Be thankful that you have another day to get whatever you did wrong yesterday or didn't finish yesterday done today. So, how y'all do? As Wendy Williams would say. There is a lot happening, y'all, since this election took place. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And we're going to get right on into it. So before we do get into it, let's take care of the business part of YouTube, which is me asking you to please hit that like button. Consider subscribing to the channel if you have not, and definitely sharing out this news that you can use, or maybe for some of you that you can't use, but I'm trying to make you aware of what exactly is actually going on. I see you as you enter Mary. Mary's number one in the house. Thank you for being here. Sam, thank you. Frank for coming in as well. Let's get into it, y'all. Let's get into it. Because it's a lot. It's a lot. So I'm going to show you a video. This video came out 4 hours ago with another content creator. But in order to not be taking their content, I just want to show you bits and pieces of this video because you have to see it to believe it. Okay. I'm not in New York. They are. So you got to see it to believe it. And they're doing this, even though the courts have made a decision as of Thursday, what they can and cannot do in New York when it comes to these migrants. But Trump is the new president. So they trying to do what they going to do. Hey, how are you, Stormy? How are you, Donna? Hey, Tina. Hey, Butterfly. Thank y'all for coming in. I finally finished my front door and I finally have it edited now. Will it upload? I was up late last night trying to clear stuff off of my phone just so I had like 3 videos I needed to edit, well, not edit, but render and upload, but they wouldn't do it. So I finally got that done today. One is uploading now to YouTube prayerfully, and that is up the front door. So let's get into it. Enough of the jaw jacking. So New York City can't use an unconstitutional 2-century-old anti-pauper law to block the state of Texas from offering migrants free bus rides to the city from the southern border. And that's according to a state judge that ruled on Thursday. A court on Thursday dismissed a lawsuit brought by Mayor Eric Adams, who is under investigation, whose house got raided, who, is in a lot of trouble in January, against charter bus companies contracted by Texas Governor Greg Abbott. It sought to bar them from knowingly dropping off needy persons, citing an 1817 state law. So that's what we've come to, y'all, in 2024. That criminalize bringing in indigent person. I'm sorry, my mind's going faster than my mouth. Into the state for the purpose of making him a public charge. Well, you know what? They took them in, and how many millions have they spent so far putting money on cards for migrants when they get here, giving them health care? And we should help people, but when do people help the United States citizens? When do we get help from other countries? Let me know. I'll wait. They're getting free child care. Meanwhile, my daughter, baby, has to go back to daycare because she has to go back to work, I think tomorrow. And child care fees, since I had my own child care years ago, are outrageous. Outrageous. Like 2 something, if not 3 a week for an infant. She's like, Mama, I don't want to go back to work. See, she didn't have to worry about that with her other kids because I had a child care center and she worked with me I'm going to say for me, with me in the child care center. So she was there. So she has that whole anxiety now, am I doing too much, sending me pictures where she's labeling everything, yada, yada, yada. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. Let me stop. I'm thinking about her. But yeah, they're doing so much for everyone else. But meanwhile, Americans are really seriously struggling here. There are so many homeless people, yet these people came in, got housing. Veterans are still on the street. Mothers are on the street with their kids. You see them as well. And it's about to get cold, y'all. What are they doing for Americans? And they wonder why the vote went the way it went. I'm pretty sure a lot of people who voted for Trump don't like Trump, but they don't like what has been happening the past 4 years. And that is the result. So back to this. So the court on Thursday dismissed a law brought by Eric Adams, is where I left off. Justice Mary Rosada said in a steamy worded decision that the law is unconstitutional for several reasons. For one, she wrote, states are not permitted to regulate the interstate transportation of people based on their economic status. The statute also violates a fundamental right, the right to travel, she added. Rosado said requiring bus operators to screen passengers based on the possibility that they may need public assistance when they get to their destination would infringe on that fundamental right, and punishing the bus companies for failing to keep poor people out of the city would be improper. The judge concluded by saying that if the city officials want to do something, they should turn to Congress rather than ask the court to enforce this antiquated, unconstitutional statute to infringe on an individual right to enter New York based on economic status. Now, that being said, this is what is actually happening. I hope y'all having a really good Sunday. Thank you so much, Benji, for the super chat. It is so welcome and so appreciated. so appreciated. So let's get to what I want y'all to see, because I have to give y'all a little what's actually happening, well, what they say is supposed to happen, and then what's actually happening. And then because I'm using someone else's content, which I'm about to put up my banner, because we don't want no issues. Oh, no, not that banner. That banner. That banner, because we need to make sure that that is up. Okay. And if you want to watch the full video that I'm about to show you, I'll tell you this person's YouTube channel is called Cash Jordan. Some of y'all probably already know about Cash. And I am subscribed to Cash, but you can see here, maybe you can see here. Let me see if I can make it bigger. This is why I tell y'all to check y'all subscriptions, because YouTube will unsubscribe you in a hot minute. It says I need to subscribe, basically, that I'm not subscribed. And I was subscribed. See that? That's what happens. Okay, so let me click on, we're going to watch a few minutes of this. Then we can chat afterwards.
Sending 4,500 migrants back to Texas, offering free one-way plane and bus tickets to others. New York City sending 4,500 migrants back to Texas, offering free one-way plane and bus tickets to other states. So Abbott sends migrants to New York, then New York spends all this money, millions, to send them back to Texas. The Big Apple has spent more than...
So Texas has sent around 30,000 people to New York on buses, and it looks like New York is now trying to send them back. In fact, asylum seekers here can not only get a free plane or bus ticket anywhere in the world, after their shelter stays expire, they're forced to reapply for housing at a location where these are handed out, revealing that even though New York is America's largest sanctuary city, our leaders don't want people staying here for some.
But they are making a lot of money in New York, y'all. These business owners, even the state itself, even though they're saying they don't want these people here, they are getting government money, more than usual, to have these people in here. You remember when they this guy who had a mattress company, he was actually said he had like a shelter place for them to stay. In actuality, it was just his business that, you know, was a mattress company. He had all these men up in there, and it was like breaking all kind of violations and stuff, but he was making money off of them. They were paying him money to stay there.
Some reason.
Governor Greg Abbott might have thought that he had the last laugh when he bussed tens of thousands of migrants from his state to New York City. But the Big Apple's mayor, Eric Adams, might have one-upped him. Adams is sending 4,500 arrivals back to the Lone Star State.
Adams is also returning migrants to Illinois, Florida, and Colorado. Abbott's office blasted Adams' move, saying, quote, hypocritical Mayor Adams said busing migrants is morally bankrupt.
I voted for Trump because of the economy.
Much like the trend nationally, many New York voters this year were driven by the economy and immigration, especially after Texas Governor Greg Abbott started busing migrants here 2 years ago.
Throughout his campaign, President-elect Donald Trump promised sweeping changes to what he painted as an out-of-control immigration system. And now with his presidency secured, immigration advocates in New York City say they're bracing for what's to come.
So y'all, this is insane. What is happening? What is this? And even though they're saying you can't do this, this is unconstitutional, they're still doing it.
Continues to tout its sanctuary city status, it's secretly doing everything possible to help people leave. But what nobody's talking about is that this is just the latest example of how the asylum crisis has failed to bring about any meaningful improvements in the lives of asylum seekers. Because although over 200,000 have come to New York after our city offered them the American dream and a place to stay, the place to stay kicks them out after 1 or 2 months before most asylum seekers have had time to get jobs or plug into.
Now see how these migrants have this tent set up here in this park or whatever. Why are they forcing a lot of homeless Americans, residents of the United States, to leave a certain area? Now, this is happening right now in Louisiana. I think I talked about it. I can't remember. I know I was going to talk about it, but I can't remember if I did. Because, you know, the Super Bowl is going to be there, and Taylor Swift is doing a concert there, and we can't have these people out here looking like this right here. And it's really, you know, criminal now to be homeless, yet the economy has a lot of people being homeless right now.
To the local economy, something we were all told wasn't going to happen here, as our leaders bragged about how our city had thousands of jobs just waiting to be filled by people getting off buses right here at the bus terminal. But if you visit any of the city's 200 asylum shelters, you'll see that asylum seekers are facing just as much poverty and joblessness here in America as they were in their home countries. And honestly, it's really sad to see thousands of able-bodied people who were lied to with no way to better their lives by working and living independently. And whether or not you are for or against the asylum crisis, it should be pretty obvious that in order to get so many people to travel to a place which has no opportunity for them, you've got to tell them something that's not true. And observers say that's what's happened in New York, as thousands of people were allowed to move into our shelter system believing in a future that doesn't exist, only to be moved out of it a few months after they get.
And mind you, some people were moved out of these shelters to have the migrants moved in. So people who were already homeless were forced out of the one place that they had to stay to allow people who are not from here to come in.
Here because the shelter system is full, and new people who believe there's a future here for them also need to stay there for 1 or 2 months as well. Which brings us to the real reason why New York has this bus program. Once people figure out that this is not some magical land of opportunity, they're faced with the reality that staying here isn't gonna help them. Something our leaders have known would happen all along, yet because of New York's proud progressive values, admitting our policies just waste money while failing to help people isn't on the table. And as you're about to see, while New York is quietly helping people leave, it's also doubling down on sanctuary city policies it already has proof aren't working.
And mind you, a lot of these people are not vetted. They're in here. We don't know exactly where they came from. We don't know what they're here for. We know what some of them are here for, because when some came over, they disappeared and went to what are known as, I guess, safe houses, waiting for that alarm to go off. And I'm speaking of China has sent people over here, and I'm pretty sure Russia has sent people over here.
Able to help you, which might help the non-asylum seekers that run this place feel good about themselves, but basically makes New York a sanctuary city in name only.
New York City sending 4,500 migrants back to Texas, offering free one-way plane and bus tickets to other states. So Abbott sends migrants to New York, then New York spends all this money, millions, to send them back to Texas. The Big Apple has spent more than
So it's important to understand the overarching principle behind both of these bus programs. Everybody that got on a bus from Texas to come to New York did so willingly, but they probably wouldn't have done so willingly had they known that things would turn out different and that they'd just be getting on another bus to go back to Texas willingly after a couple of months. And people are just trying to go to a place where they think they're going to have the best opportunity for themselves and their families.
So I don't want to show his whole video again. Go over, let me subscribe back to this man's channel. Go over and support the channel. I mean, he has 1.6 million subscribers. I don't have to advertise for him, but he is in the city. He sees exactly what is happening. So there was a shooting that took place. Do I have that up? I might have deleted it. Oh no, there it is. Okay, let me share that and then we can talk about what we just saw. So there was a shooting at a college. I don't like that screen. Okay. They say a search is underway for suspects in deadly Tuskegee University homecoming shooting. Y'all keep your head on a swivel. You hear me? They say one person was killed and several others, including students, were injured when a barrage of gunfire erupted early Sunday. I think it was around 1:30 in the morning on the campus of Tuskegee University in Alabama. I'm sorry, marring the school's centennial homecoming festivities. I cannot read today. Right now, no arrests have been made in the shooting, the Alabama law enforcement agency said in a statement released around 11 a.m. today. The shooting unfolded around 1:40 a.m. on Macon County campus as homecoming activities, including a football game Saturday afternoon between Tuskegee and Alabama's Mal College, were winding down. According to radio transmissions from police officers sent to the campus to investigate the shooting, multiple shooters are suspected to have been involved. There's going to be 2 shooters at this time, maybe more, one officer said in a radio call. On-campus shooting resulted in the death of a non-university individual. Wow. The university said in a statement released early Sunday. I miss my son's game. I love that game he goes to Coastal Carolina, and they're like kind of rivals with the school up here in North Carolina where we live, which is App State. And I missed it, and it was on ESPN, and I missed it. He's like, Mama, I was on ESPN. I was at the 25-yard line. It's like, I worry about him because, violence happens everywhere. You could be minding your business, doing the right thing, and the wrong thing happened to you. The parents of the individual have been notified. So that lets me know that's a young person. Several others, including Tuskegee University students, were injured and are receiving treatment at East Alabama Medical Center. Several videos posted on social media captured what sounded like numerous gunshots being fired and showed people diving to the ground or taking cover in vehicles. At the request of the Macon County Sheriff's Department, special agents from ALEA's Bureau of Investigation are probing the shooting and working to identify suspects. And I guarantee you they're looking at everything on social media. So y'all know they be watching social media, especially when something happened. They are looking. They are looking. Special agents are still in the process of gathering and examining information relative to the sequence of events which ultimately led to the shooting. And of course, that person died. The scene has now been secured by several law enforcement agencies. At this time, no arrests have been made. So yeah, y'all. Oh wait, what's this? What is going on with Raphael? Because our weather is really funky right now. Like, what is happening? That's Friday. That's not an update. Hurricane Raphael. Category 3. That was Wednesday. And Thursday, it re-strengthened into a major hurricane over the Gulf Stream. The last major hurricane in November was Kate, and she was a 3. Raphael became November's first major hurricane in the Gulf of Mexico since Hurricane Kate back in 1985. I was still in high school. Hurricane season ends November 30th. And Raphael only maintained major hurricane status for about 12 hours before weakening a touch during the day on Friday. I need to know what it's doing now. Yada, yada, yada. You're not telling me nothing. Okay, so that's it, y'all. That's all the news I'm going to have for y'all today. I don't want to get deep into anything else, but I did want to bring y'all that. So let me say hey to some people in here so I can get out of here because I got to purge. I got to purge my house. I got to get rid of some stuff. I bought some construction thick bags. I got to get rid of some stuff. I got top lids to pots I don't have anymore, pots I don't use anymore. Just, when, you get the mail in, junk mail, and you don't throw it away and that stuff just piles up. I got all that stuff I need to get rid of because I got to get ready for Christmas, putting stuff out. You know what I'm saying? And just cleaning the house, period, today. Not doing anything heavy. I'm done with everything I'm going to do out the door. I don't want to see it. Let's see. Hey, Barbara. How you doing? Hey, Des. Stormy. Over 160 countries left their passports on the ground before crossing the border. I don't care what president they put up there until they fix the inequality issues. We are all. That is true, but I know the one place I'm headed to. I ain't headed everywhere, but I know where I'm headed to. I can't worry about what, I can talk about it, but I can't sit here and worry about what somebody is going to do, what decisions they're going to make. I can worry about how it's going to affect me once they make it, but all I can do is pray that they make the right decisions for everybody and not just themselves and enriching themselves. And that doesn't matter to me either who is in the office, because at the end of the day, they all come out richer than they went in. I don't know. They do. 100 Black Rude. What people shouldn't do is crowd up or being. I have always known that any protesting against people. Yeah. Don't be in the crowds. So they just had a shooting in New York last week or whatever for Halloween, whenever Halloween was. Now that election, they don't want to. They didn't want to take care of them before the election. They just trying to hide the fact they didn't want to take care of them. They was trying to do things without people really, it really being in the news. But they been trying to get rid of them people when they came in. So y'all, I am about to get out of here. Yes, I should have used that one. Let's see. Where's my comments? Where did they go? Hey, Lori, how are you? Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening and supporting. Thank all of y'all for supporting the channel. And hopefully you'll support my next video of me making over my door, my outside. I'm finally done with that. So I'm moving to the inside doing stuff now. Thank you, Stormy. Y'all have a blessed day. I pray for each and every one of you that you are prosperous in whatever you decide to do in your life, that it works out for you, but definitely make your consultation with the man upstairs and see if you're moving in the right direction, but be patient with it because everything takes time. You don't want to rush into something and do something wrong or make a mistake or do something that's going to affect you and your family down the road because you did not have patience. That is something that I am working on because I get an idea and I'm like, I want to go with that idea right there. That might not be it for me. That might not be it for me, girl. Slow down, slow your roll. So y'all take care. Stay safe. I got to go take Gracie outside. She probably like, girl, you were supposed to do that like 30 minutes ago. Where you at, ma? If you don't know, Gracie is our Connie Corso, my husband's Connie Corso. That basically, I would say is mad. I want a small dog, but I'm going to hold off on the dog because Gracie is a lot. She is a lot. So I love y'all. Thank y'all for being here. Thank you for supporting. If you haven't hit the like, definitely hit that like button. If you are new and haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing to this channel or any of my channels because I have 2 other channels. And I'll holler, but turn your notifications on. And like you saw, make sure you still subscribe because if you don't come here often, YouTube will take you away. And I want you to stay here with me. Stay here with me. All right. Bye, y'all.